going on, everybody? This is Pastor Shay, aka Chaplain G, coming back at y'all with another word of encouragement for today. So, was having a conversation a couple days ago, and the topic of the conversation was like marriage, and is it good for people? Is marriage like this outdated thing? Is it still good for people to like try to keep this thing alive? And isn't it better if people just learn to love themselves and just be okay with just being by themselves, kind of thing, right? Like, isn't it better, instead of getting a divorce, which most marriages these days ends up in divorce, isn't it better to just not have it in the first place, right? And I had to chew on that for a little while, because like I know the answer to that. The answer to that is absolutely not. And you can go through all kind of scientific studies that talk about the benefits of being with another person. There's all kind of studies about how people's intimacy life, hopefully y'all know what I mean when I say that, that's better when you're in a loving, committed marriage. How men are social creatures. Mankind is social creatures, and so the idea of them being alone is there's all kind of science against it. It's one of the reasons why, like, you look at solitary confinement in prisons, and they don't have solitary confinement for long periods of time, because they know people need other people, right? So I knew the answer to this person's question in my mind, but I didn't want to come at them with all these facts, right? Instead, what I wanted to do, I wanted to think about it theologically. And one of the things I thought of that I had never really considered before, as we look at the Genesis account, right? God creates everything in the universe. He creates light, and he creates the planets and the sun and the stars, and he creates the earth and the mountains and the seas, and he creates creatures in the air, creatures in the sea, creatures on land, and he's creating all these things, right? Gets to creates man out of the dust of the ground, and he looks at his creation and says, man, this is very good. But what I hadn't thought of before, and I was looking at this text, I'm like, this makes complete sense, and it's actually helping me make sense of some things that I'm running into in the world at large, right? I'm going to take y'all back. This is Genesis chapter 2. Check out what verse 18 says. It says, then the Lord God said, it is not good that the man should be alone. I will make a helper fit for him. All the way up to this point, right? Everything God creating, this was good, this was good, this was good, this was good. He creates man. He says, man, this is very good. Now, I think chapter 1 was like an overview. I think when God had Adam and Eve, that's what he created. Very good, right? But this verse, as I'm looking at it, God is looking at Adam. He's rolling solo. He's by himself. Every other creature has a helper fit for him, except for Adam. And God looks at that. This is the very first pronouncement that God made that something was off. I'm thinking back to the conversation I had with a friend of mine. It's not good for man to be alone. It's not good for anyone to be alone. Yeah, there's some things that you can do by yourself that are really fun to do by yourself. Don't get me wrong. I love playing video games. I despise playing video games online. There's a lot of trolls out there. So there's some particular things that I like to do by myself, but there's most things in life are way better with other people, and the reason why that is God's very first pronouncement, I should say, that it's not good that mankind should be alone. They need a helper, and one of the core reasons of why that is, God himself is in an eternal relationship with himself, being a triune being. God is in relationship with himself. He is the definition of what it means to have like a healthy relationship. it's not good for men to be alone. And as we enter into this holiday season, right, there's going to be a lot of people that struggle with, man, I'm by myself. I wish I was with my family. Boyfriend, girlfriend just broke up with me, and I'm down in the dumps, right? Reach out to people during this holiday season. They might be going through some stuff that they don't want to tell you because they're embarrassed. They don't want to tell you because they don't want nobody up in their business or whatever have you, right? God knew the truth, and he designed us in such a way that we need others. And that's where true health starts to come in, right? Like we're not by ourselves. We're with other people in loving relationships, not necessarily romantic relationships, but just loving each other, like it's in deep, mutual, reciprocative. What's the word? You can reciprocate. Like you guys love each other. We need those type of relationships in our lives. So make sure to reach out to people during this holiday season, man. Make yourself a list of folks that you want to reach out to. I guarantee they'll appreciate it. It's not good that we be alone. So hopefully that's a word of encouragement for you, man. Please make sure to like, share, subscribe, all that jazz. Y'all know I love y'all. And until next time.